Today on Aussie Arovos, Sian and I are going somewhere where I've actually never been before, and yet it's right here in Victoria. Now, where? Well, it's actually right behind us. Unfortunately, you can't see because we've got some pretty bad weather, but it's meant to be one of the most stunning places in Victoria. It's called the Grampians, and we're actually almost there, so do you reckon keep going?
Let's do it.
Let's go there. So, you've been to the Grampians a few times before, haven't you, Sian?
Yeah, so my family used to come up here every cup weekend. We didn't stay in, we didn't camp, but we stayed in the caravan park. There's a lot of really cool walks to do, some cool lookouts and waterfalls as well. The weather is actually pretty grim at the moment, but I'm hoping that it clears up a bit so we get a bit more of an idea of how pretty this place really can be.
Far out. So we're just coming into Halls Gap now, and already I can see some pretty cool rock formations up in the hills. Those are some pretty crazy mountain peaks.
Yeah.
They look like jagged as.
It's actually just how I remember it. It's crazy. I think it's been like a good 13 years since I've been here.
That long?
Yeah, I think the last time I came here was when I was like 12.
Yeah, well, I've never come here, and I've driven past it a bunch of times, but I sort of never really thought much of it. And Patrick's like, oh, you got to go to the Grampians. It's like this hidden gem inside of this nothingness in Victoria, you know?
Yeah.
So we've just pulled up in the town of Halls Gap, and the first thing that's sort of blown me away is like we're literally surrounded in every direction by some sort of massive rocky outcropped mountain. Literally, doesn't matter which direction you look, all around us, there's like these big cliff faces and sheer edges. It's like we're, settled in a little gully, and I think that's why Halls Gap is so sort of important, in that it was the gateway to the Grampians. It's like the only sort of entry into these big mountainous areas. Now, Halls Gap's actually a pretty old town. It was settled back in the 1800s, and when it first started up, it was all about grazing and timber, I believe. Now, fast forward to the 21st century, this is pretty much a tourism town only. Being such a significant national park in Victoria, this place sees a lot of tourism traffic come through. And I think it only has something like 500 permanent residents that actually live in the town. So this place, is really built on the tourism and the attraction of the Grampians and the scenery. All right, in we go into the national park. Wow, look at these little waterfalls and stuff rushing up the side of the road. I suppose that's the only thing. Yes, we came in it's bad weather, right, for all hiking and views, but the waterfalls should be absolutely pumping because of all this rain we're getting, so keen to see that. All right, so our first little spot is Silverband Falls. Didn't do any research about it or anything, but it was just something close, and we don't have heaps of daylight, so we thought we'd check it out. But hopefully, because it's raining, it should be pumping, so we'll see. Well, we've gotten close.
Yep.
You can certainly hear it.
I think I can see it through the trees.
You can just see it too. Wow.
Lots of water.
Yeah, it's definitely, we haven't come during the normal season, we've come during waterfall season, I think.
I'm sure this will be the first of many waterfalls.
So this is Silverband Falls. As you can see, because of the weather, absolutely pumping, which is pretty cool. What do you reckon, Sian?
I think it's pretty good for our first waterfall of the trip. Wonder if there's any fish in there.
I doubt it. It's a long fall for a fish.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're just going past one of the few lakes that is in the Grampians. This one is called Belfield Lake. So this is Belfield Reservoir, one of the few reservoirs that are in the Grampians here. I believe this one's man-made, but I'd have to double check that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got just this whole mountain range that follows the outside perimeter of the reservoir. Just like this big, ridge line effectively, and obviously you circuit in back on the other side too. So yeah, pretty cool. There's actually a boat ramp, so you must be able to launch your boats. I don't know if people go fishing in here or not, but yeah, pretty cool. It'd be cool if you could camp down here. There is a picnic area, but yeah, I don't know if camping is permitted, but I think we're gonna go find a camp now anyway, because it's about to get dark. All right, so this is where we're going to be staying tonight. This is called Plantation Campground. It's kind of like on the outskirts on the east side, sort of in the north. We'll pull up and get set up, hopefully before it gets dark. What do you reckon, Sian?
I reckon we'll be all right as long as we can get this fire going and stay nice and warm.
Yeah, so there is fire pits. We've sort of tried to set the car up close-ish so that we can use a little bit of the awning to try and partly shelter the fire. We'll see.
And sit under.
Yeah, and then we only need a little fire just to cook on a little bit of warmth. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Nice and quiet. I mean, that's the bonus to come this time of year. There's no one here, so. But yeah, I reckon let's start getting set up, Sean.
One thing that I love about my camp setup on the Patrol is that even in bad weather, it's super easy to set everything up and you can quickly get yourself under some shelter when you need to.
Alright, awning set up. You know what I'm keen for, Sean? These have lights built into here. I haven't tried it before. I haven't been camping with this yet, but I'm keen to try it. So I just got a cord. Should be able to plug this into here.
Yep. How's the ambience?
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
That is pretty specky.
And I think it's got, yeah, you can turn them down.
I was going to say, that's pretty bright.
Turn them up.
Ooh.
Amber. That's pretty cool. So we've got amber and white
lighting.
and on all arms. So you can just, if you don't need it everywhere, you know, we can just unplug that one, unplug that and have it over here. But yeah, so much, cool. So convenient having lighting just built into the awning. So.
Wow, I'm so glad I bought you those fairy lights now.
So we still use them.
Well, the Ocam awning is definitely the champion for tonight with the weather we're expecting. So now that we're dry, time to make a fire.
Oh, how good's a fire lighter? We are cheating with fire lighters because obviously it's very wet. Luckily, I bought dry wood from home, so we shouldn't have any issues. I've also got the blower as well if we struggle, so should be right.
Being the middle of winter, it does get pretty dark and cold quite early, so with our fire now going steady, I think it's time for some dinner. And what better way to warm up on a cold winter's night than with a nice warm chicken curry over the fire.
Well, Sean's done a ripper job as always.
Hey,
I helped. Yeah, I helped a little bit. Chicken curry and rice, perfect for a cold night.
Yes.
I reckon we will go and enjoy this.
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, it did end up raining all night, but we managed to stay warm and dry in the rooftop tent. And this morning, we were into it early to smash down some brekkie and then pack up camp, as we had plenty of adventuring to do today.
Oh, we just spotted our first emu. There are emus around. Yeah, well, that's the first one, so I'm sure we'll spot more.
Emu try and count one.
As we're driving along here on the way to Hollow Mountain, you can see some pretty cool sort of cliff faces, big rocky faces up on the ridge line. Looks pretty specky. And I'm tipping that's sort of like what a lot of the hikes and that sort of thing will climb up to, like walking up across the top of the ridges. So
it's a lot of like sheer rock faces.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
We continued alongside the mountain ranges and before too long came to our first stop at Hollow Mountain.
Now normally I'd probably have a crack doing this walk in boots, but I figured it might be smarter to use some shoes that are actually more suited to only runners. All right, so first walker today, Hollow Mountain. It's actually cool, you can see it in front of us. So I'm assuming that's where we're heading, up there. It's only about, what was it like?
1.8k, I think, return maybe?
Oh yeah, so pretty easy.
Yeah, it's at about 45 minutes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm already fairly impressed. Considering this is just in Victoria, like, Victoria's definitely got some cool spots, don't get me wrong, but I sort of didn't really realise that all of this stuff was hidden in this place that's kind of just in the middle of nowhere, like in flat land.
The landscape's a bit different to kind of most other places in Victoria. You think like you're up north or something.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that. I just came, obviously, you might have seen the video where I went to the Northern Territory on a fishing trip, and already some of this stuff here is like very reminiscent of what I saw up there, which is pretty cool. Might have to lock the hubs in for this stuff, Sean.
Can you lock them in for me?
Look at that. A big oververt rock wall.
Imagine if that just fell.
I know. Which way do you reckon it is?
There's an arrow on that rock, big white arrow.
Oh, we'll try that way.
Yep.
Wow. Already pretty good views, I'd say.
The trail to the top was seeming a bit more like a climb than a walk, which had us doubting whether we were going the right way.
I don't know, let's hope we're going the right way.
So I've misled us on this path.
There's no way this is the path.
So we backtracked a little to what we thought was the correct path to the top.
Well, I've just discovered that we've made another wrong turn and started walking like in the wrong direction. And it's got me thinking, I reckon you could get lost pretty easy in this place. Right, this is actually hard to follow. Good thing I actually bought with me this trip a PLB, one of the GME ones. It's in my bag.
What's a PRB?
Personal locator beacon. So if you get lost and you got no phone service and you're like proper in the crap, this little locator beacon, you press the button and it sends help. Like
Let's
rescue
try and
services.
avoid doing that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not intending to use it, but I do have it in case.
Oh God, not a bad
Let's
thing.
try find the track again. This is actually cooked. So there is the yellow triangle. That's what we missed. We went this way. You meant to go up there, which we'll just have to be kind of careful.
It's pretty wet.
Yeah, we'll be right. Funny what happens when you actually follow the correct trail markers. Pretty good view.
I feel like a rock climber, mate.
Yeah, this is a pretty gnarly little trail. Like, it's not just a walking track, I wouldn't say.
No, it didn't really say on the sign like what ability kind of the track would be suited
No,
for.
you definitely got to like use your hands to climb.
Like, you have to be pretty young, or not young, you have to be pretty
Yeah, you got to be pretty fit, pretty confident. Yeah.
Now that we're back on track, we're able to follow the trail markers all the way to the top.
Yeah, blown off this rock face.
Oh, this looks like the summit, Sian.
Finally made it. A couple of wrong turns. Whoa! How's that wind, eh?
Yeah, I know, pretty windy up here.
Woo!
The top. Pretty good views.
Yeah, it's like almost 360.
Yeah, well obviously we've got all the way out the east, west, north. Very cool.
What do you reckon?
It's cold up here though.
Yeah. You want to stay up here for too long?
Probably not too long. Duck behind and get some shelter.
Yeah.
Well, that's the top of Hollow Mountain. Pretty cool. I'd say worth the walk up, but it is bloody freezing up here. So we've got a couple of other things we want to do today. So we're going to shoot back down the mountain out of the car and we'll whiz around to the next spot.
While I definitely recommend coming and checking out Hollow Mountain, there's some pretty awesome geographical formations, and a little tip, if you can time it with sunset or sunrise, I'm sure it will be an awesome watch from the top.
We found a little bit of it's apparently a four-wheel drive track, the Copper Mine track. A little bit sandy, so. Now there's not actually that much four-wheel driving, I believe, in the Grampians, and the few, sort of four-wheel drive tracks there are seasonally closed, so they're not open right at the moment for us, unfortunately. But there are still some other little tracks that you can shoot off onto. They're not challenging, but they at least take you through some different places. So there's an absolutely crazy ridge line just off to the side of us, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah. The sun's come out.
Yeah, the weather's actually not too bad at the moment. There's a bit of sunshine. Yeah, it's very, very impressive. All right, so the next thing we've come to check out, this is called the Balconies. It's a pretty easy one to get to. It's like only a 1K walk and it's right on the side of the main drag, which is cool. But it's meant to be really, really good. So yeah, we'll go for a quick walk and we'll see what the view is at the end.
Curious to see if I remember this from my childhood.
Yeah, you get deja vu when you see it probably.
Potentially.
All right,
We've made it.
I think we've made it to the Balconies. See what it looks like, eh? We're just above the cloud line. Wow.
It's pretty specky, look at
That is pretty impressive. Look at the cloud. So I'm guessing the name balcony comes from these little bits that jut out that it looks like people probably go and walk and sit on. I don't know if I'm that game. I'll probably stay inside the fence line, but
The Balconies is a super easy lookout to check out, and if it was a clearer day, I reckon it's definitely worth stopping in.
very cool. Sean and I were just talking about how good it is, this car. It just works, right? Like, I loaded up with all my camping gear. It's 30 years old, it's almost done 600,000 Ks now. And it just drives me in, it rides comfortable. I mean, as always, I've got the thing loaded to the brim with camping gear, everything inside, and yet it still rides mint. The suspension's just perfectly dialed, like it's super comfy. So yeah, it's just yeah, it's awesome, and it's just turnkey. Like aside from cooking a battery because the car sits for a few weeks without getting started, it's turnkey. It starts, it runs, and it just goes. So that's bloody awesome. All right, well, we're just pulling up on what could be our potential campsite. It's definitely got potential.
Pretty good view out that window.
Yeah. Pretty good campsite. We did a little bit of research before we came. We're not going to give away where this one is, but you can find it pretty easy if you have a look for yourself. But yeah, obviously we've got a pretty mad view, which I'm keen to check out. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got like this little chasm below us. And we're right there. Yeah, it's not directly like out on a spit, like it is sort of tucked away a little bit, which is good. So we should be relatively protected if any wind comes through or whatever. But yeah, definitely a cool spot. So start setting up.
Let's get a fire going.
Yeah.
Well, we've certainly managed to snag a good campsite for tonight, and having a look around, it's very much reminding me of the camping we've done in New South Wales around the Blue Mountains area. I'm very keen to sit down with a beer and have a good look out at that view in front of the fire. Looking out from camp, it's hard not to admire the incredible landscape around us. The Grampians are made from ancient sandstone deposited by huge rivers more than 400 million years ago. Over time, the forces of nature have sculpted those layers into the rugged cliffs, deep valleys, and rocky ridges that can be seen all across the Grampians, and even better, right from our campsite.
All right, well, it's finally time for some dinner making. It's gotten dark, it's getting about that time, and we've got a little bit of cooking to do. So we're gonna start off with, for dinner tonight, having a lamb roast. So we're gonna do that in the camp oven on the fire. We've made sure to get some good coals going. We're not gonna bore you with the lamb roast. You've seen them hundreds of times before, but Sian will be doing some dessert later on.
Yep.
We won't give any hints yet as to what it is, but it's sounding pretty yum. So we'll do the lamb. We've got to chop up some veggies, get our lamb seasoned, and we'll get that on the fire to cook for an hour or so. But yeah, after that, Sian will be diving deep into the dessert stuff, which I'm looking forward to. So yeah, let's start cooking.
Do it.
All right, I think we're ready. It's been about an hour. I reckon it looks pretty good. All right, let's get it over and serve it up. Bit of broccolini, sweet potato, carrot, spuds. How good.
Onion.
This looks good. It's cold too, so it's a nice night for a roast. Mmm.
All right.
Yeah. Spuds are good too. I don't know what it is about a camp oven, but I don't know if it's because like the extra effort you feel like you put in, but stuff out of a camp oven just tastes bloody awesome. Maybe it's all the years of cooking, all the flavours that get infused over the years. All right, so we've had some time for our lovely roast to go down, and now we're ready for what I reckon is the main event, the dessert. And we've got Sian here to help. She's obviously a legend at doing desserts, so what are we having?
So something I'm going to make tonight is called Lemon Delicious. It's kind of like a lemon pudding kind of dessert. Yeah. I've never tried it in a camp oven before. I feel like we've had pretty good success with our previous desserts.
We usually knock it out of the park, so I don't see why we couldn't do the same this time.
But yeah, so it's pretty simple. In terms of ingredients, you just need some self-raising flour, some white sugar, butter, lemon juice and zest, and some milk, and then you just need some boiling water as well to go with the sauce.
That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you don't need to carry too much extra stuff.
Yeah, I already had half of this stuff in the car.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, hopefully. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so first step is butter. So this recipe only calls for 2 tablespoons. So we're gonna melt that one over the fire. I'm gonna delegate that roll to Liam for me. There we go. So I'm gonna put that in the stainless bowl and I'm gonna give that to Liam to see if he can melt that for me.
Look at that, already slipping on the bottom.
So while Liam is very busy melting that butter, I'm going to start making the batter for our pudding. So first of all, we need 1 cup of self-raising flour, and then as well, and do half a cup of sugar. And then something I recently purchased as an addition to the canopy, a little zester. So we're going to zest 1 lemon. And the zest is really where you get a lot of the flavour. Like the juice obviously has some of the flavour, but I feel like the zest is just a lot more concentrated in the lemon taste. So it's really important that you add the zest into the batter. How'd you go?
Good, we've got butter. There might be 1 or 2 little ash flakes in there, but that's all right. It's not going to hurt us.
All right, so next step, now we've got our flour, sugar and lemon zest. We're going to add the butter and we're going to add half a cup of milk into this and make it into a batter. And then we're just going to beat it until it's a smooth batter.
Wow, that's come together quick.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it looks like a little dough sort of cake mix type thing.
Looks like damper, but
yeah.
Hopefully. Next thing, I'm going to give you another job.
Oh yeah?
Can you please boil 1 cup of water?
I can do that. I'm good at doing that.
Thank you. And while Liam does that, I'm going to zest. We've got 2 lemons because we're going to use the zest of another one in the sauce. We're also going to juice one of them as well just to get real nice lemony flavour. So zest of 1, juice of 1, cup of water, and we're going to use 1/3 of a cup of sugar as well. And that's going to go into our sauce for the pudding. All right, so we've decided to go with the trusty old cast iron pan. It's worked well for us in the past. So first we're just going to grease that with some butter. And now we're going to pour in our batter. It smells very lemony.
It's good. We want lemon.
All right, so batter is in the pan. Next step is we're going to sprinkle over our sugar and lemon zest mix. Just try and evenly distribute it over the top as best as you can. This is going to form the basis of our sauce. So Liam's done a great job and he's successfully boiled some water for me. So that's going to go in there. And I didn't bring a juicer, but that's okay.
It's the old-fashioned way, mate.
Yeah. All right, so the next step is to pour this over our pudding. The key is to be a bit gentle because you don't obviously want it to kind of make a hole in the middle. So you just kind of slowly.
It's quite a bit of liquid, hey?
It will boil off. And then obviously the sauce will thicken as well because of the sugar.
Got plenty of good coals in here.
Nice.
Don't need it too hot on the underside.
No, not too hot. Hopefully the bottom doesn't get burnt. All right, thank you. And now Liam's going to pop some coals on top, just so we can get some of that liquid to thicken and make it into a really nice sauce, hopefully.
All right. Oh, it smells good.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's definitely browned off. That looks good.
I reckon it looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, so we've had, that's just been sitting off the fire for like 5 or 10 minutes just to sort of thicken up, but that's definitely ready to serve. Oh yeah, it's like, I don't know if the, that's crusty on the top. Like, it's got a bit of crust. That's good. All right, I reckon ready to serve, Sean. Oh, it looks good. That looks really good.
You reckon?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Oh, it's got a nice crust on top. Mmm, yum. That is lemony, but that's good. I like lemon.
Me too. Yeah, it's like sweet, but not like over the top, you know?
No, it's not too sweet at all. Good job. We're gonna go sit by the fire, enjoy this, and then after that I reckon we're gonna go to bed. But yeah, 2 good meals, lamb roast and lemon delicious. Delicious, both in their own regard. But yeah, awesome night. We'll catch you in the morning. Let's go enjoy it.
Let's do it.
Oh. Alright, wow, we've woken up this morning. We had a bit of a wild night. It was bloody howling wind and pissed down rain, which we knew the rain was coming, but the wind was a bit of a surprise. As you can see behind me, we've got no view anymore, we're fogged in. Yeah, the weather's pretty shocking, so we're not going to dilly-dally around here. We're just going to pretty much pack up ASAP and get out. Well, we've ducked out of camp straight away. We didn't dilly-dally around, didn't have brekkie or anything. We were just like, it's just crap weather, pissing down. So we just got the tent packed up as quick as possible in the awning, and now we're heading out. We're sort of not too sure where to go first, only because it's kind of hard to do a walk in this kind of weather. I think I might have an idea of somewhere to go look at. Paddy did tell me about a couple of spots we can check out via car, so we might go do that first.
Now, unfortunately, due to bad timing and weather, we did run into a number of road closures and so had to change up our plans for the day just a little bit.
Well, our original plans haven't quite worked out the way we wanted to. Obviously had a few road closures which have held up and prevented us from getting to certain places. And the weather also isn't playing ball. So all of the sort of mountaintop walks and hikes that you know, take a couple hours and, you know, you really want good visibility for, aren't really suitable. So we're going to check out some waterfalls just at the moment. These ones are pretty close to Halls Gap. What were they called again? Clematis Falls.
Yeah.
So only a short walk, so we'll go check them out. Hopefully, because of all this rain, they're flowing nicely, but we'll see when we get there. Well, looks like it's definitely flowing. Quite a bit of water coming down. Pretty tall waterfall too, actually. Not like a single drop, but starts from a high point.
Well, I guess that's the benefit of coming in winter. All of these waterfalls are absolutely pumping. Pretty awesome to see.
I wanted to feel it. Too wet. No, I'm not getting saturated. Not today.
After our waterfall walk, we could see some blue sky up ahead, and so decided to do a bit more of a mountainous walk in search for a view.
So we've just come into the Botanic Gardens as we're going to walk this through to Venus Pools, which is meant to be pretty cool. They should be obviously happening because we've had a bit of rain. And then what actually happened when we were coming back from those last falls, it started actually to clear up in the sky. We've actually got blue sky up behind us. So we're actually going to go up to, I think it's called Chatauqua Peak or something or other. Chatauqua Peak. I don't know. Anyway, apparently it's good view from up there and it's not too far. And you can do it all in one sort of circuit type dealio. So yeah, we'll start walking. We've got a few K to do, but see if we can get up there without it raining on top of us. Far out, it's pumping.
During the summer, Venus Pools are one of the favourite spots to come and cool off, but at this time of year, I think Charlotte and I are going to stay high and dry. We've got a pretty steep 1.7k hike to the top of the mountain peak, and we want to get there before the sun dips, so we better start walking.
Definitely is a few steps in this one. Just a lot of incline, and apparently at the top it gets a bit scrabbly. Sort of like the Hotway Mountain one we did. So we'll see, we think that's where we're going. But we're not sure yet, so see where the track takes us. Wow. Close. Another 300 meters, but already. How's that? Look, now it's like literally an hour or so ago, this was all fogged over. Couldn't see anything. And now it's like beautiful bloody blue skies. All right, let's go to the peak. It's a pretty tight walk through here. Oh, I think we're almost here. There's the top. Last few steps. Up you go.
Up here?
Yeah. And don't fall off, yeah?
I won't make any promises.
Made it to the top. The Chateau Peak. Pretty cool. Well, it's funny to think we almost weren't going to come up here because the weather was crap, but we had this little window with some mint weather, and I'm glad we came up here because this is a pretty incredible view. Yeah, and to think there's probably even better ones in here as well, but yeah, this is pretty awesome. Got the weather right. Yeah, not a bad spot at all. How cool. It's obviously not as high as, so I believe those peaks up there, I believe, are the pinnacles. Way out in the distance, you probably can't see over there, is Mount William. That's the tallest mountain in the Grampians.
See why they call it Halls Gap, hey?
Yeah, and that's what it sort of ties back into. Halls Gap's like the gateway to the Grampians, and you can see exactly why here. It's effectively in like this crevice that goes into the mountain range, and there's only one opening just out there that heads out over east. So yeah, you can see why this is sort of the gateway into the Grampians, and then once you're in, you're sort of surrounded by ridge lines all the way around. Well, it's probably time that we head down. I think it is starting to get dark. We still do have to find a camp. So yeah, we've got the little walk back down the mountain, not as hard as the walk up, but yeah, definitely a cool view. Glad we came up here. I think it's funny as someone who likes to just be able to drive their four-wheel drive to all the destinations. Walking or hiking is a pretty good activity, pretty fun. I don't know, feels a bit like it's It's good, gets the blood flowing after you've been sitting on your ass in the car all day. You sort of feel like I mean, depends on what you're driving. When we're doing the build wall stuff and we're driving some of those obstacles, I feel pretty accomplished driving up them. But generally speaking, with walking, especially like this stuff, when there's a sort of reward at the top, it's pretty good. I recommend if you're out and about in an area with your four-wheel drive that has walks, stop and do one of them, one of the short ones or whatever, doesn't matter. Also justifies all the beers at the end of the day too. All the wines, hey Sean?
So we carefully scaled our way back down the mountain to the comfort of our trusty four-wheel drive, and then we only had a short drive to where we'd be camping for the night.
Well, we've managed to find a cozy little camp, not too far from Halls Gap, and just a nice little spot to ourselves. So it is getting cold and dark quickly, so we'll set up, get a fire going, try to get warm. We do have a couple of things to air out after, dry out after last night's rainstorm. But yeah, this is a pretty cool spot. You can see some peaks and stuff around us. So. It's going to be a cold one tonight, coldest of the nights we've been here, but got me a beanie on. You can get one of these on the website, aussiearovos.com.au. We've got the beanies on there. Keep your noggin warm. Definitely needing mine tonight. Sian forgot her Aussie Arovos beanie, or she wanted to be stylish with a little pom-pom, but I reckon these look better.
Well, it's looking like the weather is going to be a little bit calmer down here tonight, and with the fire now going, we can start thinking about making some dinner.
Sian's done a good job tonight. Just going for this is one of our favourites. It's just like Mexican. It's real easy to make up, like, you know, chicken or whatever mix you want to do with just one of the sachets, and then everything else is just fresh ingredients, and always a favourite.
It's a spot.
So good work.
Even with the fire, it was a bloody cold one tonight, and it wasn't long before we were up into the rooftop tent to hunker down for the night.
A couple of you might have noticed that my cooking setup has now changed. It used to be the old little Super Center hot plate, and I still have that. But last Christmas, Sian actually got me one of these, you know, pole mounted ones, which you can swing out from side to side. And it is bloody awesome. So I've just got the one big stainless pan or spun steel pan, and the rod's nice and solid. It's got a bunch of hooks too, so you can hang stuff, pots and things off it. But yeah, it works bloody awesome, big fan. So yeah, makes cooking a lot easier.
Well, this cooked breakfast was one we definitely felt like we needed, and after enjoying that, we were on to packing up all of our lovely wet camping gear, and after just managing to get the patrol to start for us in the morning, we were ready to head off out of our camp.
All right, so that's going to bring us to the end of our little trip to the Grampians and Halls Gap. Obviously, we didn't have the best weather in the world, but we did get a few snippets where we could go do some cool hikes, had some cool camping and that sort of thing. I'd be curious to know, was it what you remember, like how you remembered it from when you did it as a kid?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, from the bits that we saw, it's pretty much hasn't changed much since I was here, which is nice.
Yeah, well, I had a fun time. I'd definitely say if you live in Victoria or you're close, it's worth coming and checking out. Obviously not heaps of four-wheel driving, but there's some good camping. All the hikes and stuff are really cool. And if you get good weather for it, it is really specky. Like some of the mountain ranges are off their head. So yeah, had a fun time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like and a comment and get subscribed so you can catch us in the next one. Thanks for watching.